Hi everyone, it's Brooke. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Tonight I am talking about balance and what that looks like, sustainable balance. One thing I will say is that in terms of work-life balance, I think the number one thing for anybody to do that's watching this video is to maybe accept being perfectly imperfect at achieving balance. I think that it is an unattainable goal if you are striving for perfection in your home, in your friendships, in your marriage, in your parenting, and then striving for perfection in your employment. You will never achieve the balance. So when not too long ago, I was really busy, and it just got to a point where like work is so demanding and it's so competitive and it's so, I feel like I'm never getting ahead. I'm never doing enough, and it's exhausting trying to keep up. And I want to be the one like being competitive and jumping on things and getting opportunities and seizing the day and, showing that I'm the best for the job. At my home, I was feeling like my skin was crawling. I was feeling like I was ripping apart at the seams. I was not being the kind of mom I wanted to be. I was definitely not being the kind of wife I wanted to be. I was exhausted. I was stressed. I was living in a world where I wanted things to be perfect the way I had envisioned them in my mind, both at work and at home. And it just truly is not possible. So once I accepted that fact, it got a little easier. Not perfect, imperfect. So some tips I have for tonight, because I still struggle with this. The use of technology or having technology allows me to check emails, respond to clients, respond to things, proposals that I put in and people emailing me back. It gives me the opportunity to get ahead of my day before tomorrow, but in the same sense, it pulls away my time from the people that I'm trying to spend time with. So it's like this vicious circle, but I started accepting imperfection. I started allowing people to come into my home when it wasn't perfect and flawless. I started not taking jobs that didn't feel right, and I stopped taking jobs that were just about money, but I was not gelling with the people I was working with. Or I felt that it was just too much to take on at the time. And I started saying no, which was terrifying. I think it's harder to do that in your professional life than it is to do that in your home life, number one. I mean, I get that. It is, you can't pass up things if you have a boss who's telling you have to do something. You can't say, oh, I'll get the next one. In terms of your home life, though, things really started getting better for me and for my family and my marriage when I went on some soul-searching long walks and had long talks with my husband about him, taking some of the responsibility. As a woman, as a mom, as a wife, it's sort of all kind of the delegation of chores and groceries and meal planning all sort of falls on top of me. So when I get home from work, I have all this other stuff to do. It's another 12 hours in my day of working around my house. And my husband, while he helps out and is amazing, he would come home and it was like resting, and he was feeling, restful and joyful and playing with the kids. And I'm like ripping my hair out, like I said, bursting at the seams. So I think that you have to delegate to your spouse what it is that you want them to do, and you have to be okay with it if it doesn't get done. Now, my husband does laundry, and if he doesn't do it, it doesn't get done. And I don't nag him about it. I don't get on his case if it doesn't get done. If it doesn't get done, and he has no socks, and he has no underwear, he needs to start a little laundry. I had to be okay with him taking my kids to appointments, and if he couldn't get out of work and missed them, then that was, he'd have to reschedule. It was his time to do things the way that I was doing them. And I really, once we started implementing that, I truly felt more of a partnership instead of a resenting him type of relationship for not doing as much as I'm doing. And I think we all, ladies, we love our husbands, or at least I hope most of you do. We love them. And the only way that they're going to step up and help out and be a part of the balance is if you tell them specifically what it is that you need from them in that moment. The other thing is, if you have kids, all my mamas, if you have kids, your work-life balance is not going to be like a pie where everything is equal and equally shaped and you do this and that. It is going to be a juggling act, and that is something we all have to accept. If you are a working mother, you have to accept that your life is going to be a constant juggle, and how do you embrace that chaos? If you are a stay-at-home mama, you are going to have to accept that your husband might be gone 60 hours, and it's doubly stressful for all the crap that you have to do at home and taking care of the kids full time and being the taxi driver and the doctor and the nurse, all those things that your kids require of you. But it's so important to remember that this is just a season, and balance may not be possible. Maybe we should throw the word balance out and quit using it and look for something like sustainable lifestyle, so that you are working and doing your thing and your home life is okay and you're happy. I would rather be happy than my house look like a museum with no dust and doing dust checks and all that stuff. I would much rather be happy and enjoying the time that I'm home. God knows I don't get enough of it home. So that's my little tidbit this week. Thanks for watching. I will catch up with you all next week, and be kind to one another. Have a good one. Talk to you guys.